here we will dwell on one thing which you have to know. Philosophical perspectives on personality types. This is also part of your curriculum, because see, there is a world of difference in thinking. These philosophical perspectives affect my personality, and in thinking my personality decides the perspectives. If you just observe this slide, look at the first content of this slide, freedom versus determinism. Which means free will, each of these points which I have given 5 points there, they are huge philosophical debates which have been going on for centuries. What is the truth about human experience? Is it free will or is it determinism? Yeah, have you heard about this earlier? We had a huge session on this in the last course. Is man free to do what he wills or is everything preordained, predetermined? तो ये क्वेश्चन कभी कभी हमारे मन में आता है ना. How will you solve this? It's a philosophical question. Am I free to do whatever I want, or are there forces responsible for my doing whatever I want to do? So the answer to this is, if a man is fully conscious, he is free. Otherwise, there are external and internal factors which are responsible for what you will do. So it is a predetermined thing. So if you have made yourself conscious, not compulsive, if you have moved away from compulsive habits, made yourself conscious, yes, free will is there for you. So you see, the personality affects the perspective, and not exactly that the philosophical perspective is affecting the personality. This is the great glory of the yogic sciences. It makes you independent of everything. Each of these philosophical points you can see, they are huge debates. See, when you grow up and suppose you get to debate upon all of this, you will understand for centuries thinkers have invested a lot of thought on trying to solve these things. Uniqueness versus individuality. ये भी आप देखिए, is the human being unique or is there a common factor in all human beings? Both sides are very strong. Like this question discusses the extent of each human's individuality or uniqueness versus similarity in nature or universality. Abraham Maslow, Carl Rogers were all advocates of the uniqueness of individuals. In contrast, mystical traditions are speaking of a universal dimension to human personality. What is the truth? This again depends on the level of development of the human personality. If he has become a fully conscious being, he is universal in outlook, because the nature of awareness is inclusive, one awareness shining in all beings. And if he has not made himself that way, he is stuck to the body and mind, he will be exclusive, isn't it? He will be just an individual, one individual. So you see, each of these perspectives depends upon the level of development of the individual. Take the next one, active versus reactive. This also, you see, this question explores whether humans primarily act through individual initiative or through outside stimuli. Traditional behaviorists typically believed that humans are passively shaped by their environments, whereas humanistic and cognitive theorists believe that humans are more active in their role. Now, what is the reality about this? Again, it depends upon how you have made yourself. That will decide whether you are active or merely reactive. So also optimistic versus pessimistic. Again, it is a condition of your mind. What is the nature of the mind you have developed? Nature versus nurture. This is also a huge debate in educational circles. Again, what you see, if you are strong enough within, if you have created the right sanskars, what comes to you in the form of external stimuli will be secondary. You have your own stand, your strength is within yourself. If you have made yourself like that, anything coming from outside will be of secondary importance to you. Hai na? But if you are nobody, if you have not created this inner strength, not penetrated within yourself, not ordered your mind, clarified your mind, you are at the mercy of every outside stimulus. And that is why then you see the joint influence of outside factors on you. So please see this, the personality ultimately is going to decide the perspective. What we make of ourselves in life is supremely important. Vivekananda always used to say this, that you are the makers of your destiny. You are the creators of your destiny. If you know how to regulate and handle your body-mind complex, if you give it some minimal amount of training, you can take your whole life into your hands. And if you are a mere compulsive individual, compulsive itself means you are compelled by something outside to make changes. If you have made yourself like that, then yes, external factors are going to rule you. So development of human personality means essentially this, not polishing merely the surface, developing your mind, your higher faculties, developing this higher intellect dhi, which is able to understand all of this, and developing, growing in self-knowledge, knowledge of the real unchanging you. If you take this as the scheme of development, then I can tell you, you will make a glorious human personality. A personality who will contribute greatly to the advancement of everything in this world and bringing great happiness to yourself also, great success in your own life. And if you don't work on your essential personality, mind and the higher nature of the mind, then you will remain stuck to external forces, depending on a little things to keep you happy and entertained, and sort of a slave to the external world. So the point in giving you all this information is this only: you will develop your personality by yourself, understanding all this.